You're crushing your workouts, feeling unstoppable with sky-high natural testosterone. This isn't just a fantasy, it's the potential of Kisspeptin 10. This peptide can boost muscle growth and energy, but also has the intriguing ability to impact testosterone levels and aid in fertility. Let's take a deep dive into Kisspeptin 10, where I'll be sharing all my research and discoveries on this peptide. Before I begin, I must say I'm not a doctor, so please, any medical concerns or questions, please consult your doctor. Do not listen to this video. All the content in this video is for purely educational and entertainment reasons. So what is Kisspeptin 10? So Kisspeptin 10 falls into the category of being a neuropeptide hormone and actually works on the hypothalamus. This peptide is often called the puberty peptide because it actually plays a crucial role in puberty development. Additionally, Kisspeptin 10 works on the sex hormone feedback loop, which is crucial for hormones and fertility. So how does Kisspeptin 10 work? Kisspeptin 10 works by starting in the hypothalamus that stimulates GnRH, gonadotropin releasing hormone. And this allows the body to release LH and FSH. LH is luteinizing hormone and FSH is follicle stimulating hormone. And in men, LH and FSH help stimulate sperm production, testosterone, and aids in fertility. In women, LH and FSH helps with estrogen production as well ovulation or releasing an egg. So it's pretty cool how Kisspeptin works both in male and female, as well as how it's different because in the male, it works on the male sex hormone, and in females, it works on the female sex hormone. So what are the research benefits? Is first, increasing in sex hormones, so testosterone and estrogen, mostly testosterone in males and mostly estrogen in women, and more of those hormones is crucial for many processes in the body. Next research benefit is aiding in fertility, which Kisspeptin 10 is actually heavily researched for fertility because it works both in male and females. As well, Kisspeptin 10 offers preventative things in cancer and it actually helps aid in emotional processing because it's been shown that Kisspeptin also acts in parts of the brain because it does work on your hypothalamus. Now, what are the research side effects? From my experience and my research, I've seen first pain and infection upon injecting, but that can be greatly diminished with proper injecting techniques. Another side effect is that these peptides do play with the sex hormone feedback, so it can alter things or take hormones out of balance, which that could lead to many side effects. I've only seen that in rare conditions or very high levels, and oftentimes that is greatly reduced once just the peptide is stopped. And that's actually why I love peptides, is because they work with the body and it's way different than using exogenous hormones. Now let's go into the research dosing and cycling. And I've seen 0.1 milligram per kilogram, which averages to be around 100 to 200 micrograms per injection. And I've seen it taken up every single day or taken on certain times, which I'll explain why here in a second. But the cycling really comes to the response and the goal. So for example, Kisspeptin 10 is often a lot used for fertility. So before sex, it can be taken to hopefully enhance that. Additionally, Kisspeptin 10 I've seen cycle continuously to help increase testosterone and as well as overall increase fertility for a long duration. But anyways, it seems 100 to 200 micrograms per injection, and cycling I've seen anywhere from 10 to 12 weeks on, and then taking 4 to 8 weeks off, but even having an off cycle. Some question, because for example, if you're on TRT or other hormone supporters, you don't really go off of them, unless, there's a big reason. And now let's go into the research timing and benefits. And first, the main goal is testosterone production. I think the best time is in the morning to best mimic when your body naturally increases testosterone. So in the morning, your body has the highest level of testosterone. So I think just aiding your body's natural, cycle is the best. If the main goal is fertility, I think doing Kisspeptin regularly, and especially on the days of trying to conceive a baby, 30 to 60 minutes before sex, because actually the highest levels of LH and FSH are reached about 30 to 45 minutes after the dose. So pretty much you'll have the highest increase of those hormones, which will help with fertility. You have sex during that time, and I think that can, in my opinion, have the highest chances of, fertility benefits. And here are other peptides I would take with Kisspeptin 10. It largely depends on your goal, but I'm thinking if I'm a man, I'm taking Kisspeptin 10. I want more muscle. I want a healthier balls and be more fertile. So first would be growth hormone peptides. I'm a big fan of them. So like testosterone with ipamorelin. So one creates growth hormone, one releases it. I think that can really aid in all the benefits of Kisspeptin 10. Next peptide would be PT141, mostly if I wanted more of a sexual enhancing benefit. Next would be IGF-1 LR3 with PEG-MGF. Those are two different peptides, but that really, if I wanted to focus more on just building mass, building muscle, because Kisspeptin can help with more testosterone. Next peptide, and this is I really want to focus first on testosterone, but if I really wanted to hit fertility hard, they're not really peptides, but I wanted to include it in there, and that is going to be HMG, ACG, and gonadorelin, which pretty much they just work on different parts of the sex feedback loop. I've seen very positive results with fertility when people combine multiple of these compounds with Kisspeptin 10. And finally would be Testogen, which is actually a bioregulator, which I will be going into more depth over bioregulators, which I'm really pumped to start talking about in the future. But anyways, bioregulators can have a huge effect on fertility and just on testicle health, especially testogen over a long period of time. Now here are some supplements I would stack with. First would be some kind of herbal and animal-based test booster. Next would be vitamin D with K2. I think vitamin D and K2 have a good effect, but especially, a synergistic effect, but vitamin D is very important for hormones. And lastly would be DIM, which is actually found in like broccoli and cauliflower and all those vegetables, but DIM actually is an estrogen modulator, so we're really good at balancing out estrogen levels. And the reason why is that when you make more hormones, your body makes more of both. Both people do, both sexes. So in my opinion, it just makes sure that you don't create too much estrogen, especially as a man. And here are some lifestyle tools I would add. And again, my perspective is, why would someone want to use Kisspeptin 10? I want to get jacked. I want to have high hormones. I want to be fertile. So first would be semen retention. So supercharge your energy, supercharge your fertility. Next would be icing your balls, which that may sound foreign to you, but it's actually very potent, and it's important when icing, you don't put the ice directly on your balls, but just research into that. Icing your balls can be very powerful to naturally increase blood flow and testosterone. Next would be red light therapy, again, on the nuts, because we want to focus on the testicles, and especially red light therapy with icing can be a very powerful combination. Next, which is actually learned recently, is magnesium lotion on the balls. Adding the minerals to your testicles can actually enhance just, the quality and, again, indirectly fertility. And you can see all these lifestyle tools focus on your nuts. That's the benefit of being a man, is that we can do a lot with our nuts. That sounds really funny, but again, adding in light, adding in cold, adding in minerals can be a very easy way just to make sure your nuts are the happiest. Again, combining with Kisspeptin 10 and all these other things. And lastly would be HRT. I'm actually a fan of hormone replacement therapy done correctly, especially Kisspeptin 10. I think is going to be a huge role in hormone replacement therapy, because it can be a great way to keep someone fertile while someone is using outside things like testosterone. And the most obvious, working out. I'm a big fan of functional training, and well, in an animal-based diet or just eating whole foods. So what are the pros of Kisspeptin 10? The first pro is that it starts the sex hormone loop, which is really cool because there's lots of other things out there that work on your sex hormone axis. Like, for example, ACG just works only on your nuts, where Kisspeptin 10 literally starts a cascade. So it's like the top king when it comes to that. So I think that's really cool. Another pro is that it affects both males and females. And it's cool because it works on their sex hormones. So the reaction is different depending if you're male or female. The last pro is I believe it pairs well with hormone replacement therapy, because one big concern of being an HRT is suppression or fertility suppression, and Kisspeptin be very powerful in adding into that. So what are the major cons of Kisspeptin 10? The major con is we still don't know much about it. It's a fairly new peptide. It does seem very promising. It has all these things that why one would think this is awesome, but it's new, and that is a lot of unknown. So right now, that's the main con, but that may change in a year or so. So what's my overall opinion of Kisspeptin 10? I personally used Kisspeptin 10 for many months, and here's my honest answer. It's hard to say how effective it was because I wasn't getting lab work done. When I was using Kisspeptin 10, I didn't have the funds to do lab work because it's expensive. So it's hard to say, did I get a 100-point increase in testosterone? I mean, from a subjective standpoint, I thought that my balls looked better, but maybe is that placebo? I don't know. So pretty much I would say I would definitely need to get more lab work and more testing to actually get a concrete answer, like, does this peptide work? But overall, my understanding of how it works, I think it's amazing. And I think especially combined with like ACG, HMG, and other things, can be so powerful, especially in the HRT space or hormone replacement therapy, because right now when it comes to men being on hormone replacement therapy, and also women too, but I'm thinking on men right now on hormone replacement therapy, there's not too many good options to help a man still be on HRT and keep him fertile. And I really think now we're discovering all these new ways that could just make hormone replacement therapy way more better, more potent. But anyways, that's my overall opinion of today. It may change, and if it does change, I'll be making an update video. But if you want to master peptides, I got a couple options for you guys. First, I'm having a free live event. Join that. We're doing a giveaway. I have a community. Join that.